Welcome to another day in a life vlog. Today I will put together my temporary workstation, and I have plenty of questions you asked to me and I will answer them. So let's start. So I got quite a few questions about what tech stack I'm using, what is the best Swift or I don't know, React Native, Flutter, Xamarin, and so on, those development tools. Also question why iOS development and Swift is not popular in Italy or Spain. So general questions, general answer. I am using Swift and Swift UI because currently, nowadays, that is the best way to build iOS applications. That's the best way to build apps for the Apple ecosystem. Yes, you can build cross-platform applications using cross-platform development tools, but frankly, I'm not interested in developing applications for Android. That's why I am choosing Swift and building only for Apple ecosystem. Yes, I am leaving a little bit money on table, but I have a less headache doing developing for Android. So if you want to develop applications for Android, then cross-platform development tools may be interesting for you. Plenty of countries which are looking for getting the most efficiency out from one developer, they are using more cross-platform development tools. You will see that in those countries, I don't know, I know just information about India and Pakistan, definitely there are more countries. Those countries are more focused on React Native or Flutter or similar development tools to be able to build iOS application and Android application at the same time, and if they are lucky, they can get web application as well. Western Europe countries and US can afford to spend more money on building products, and probably they are just willing to build the best possible application. And if you want to get the best possible application, I'm not talking about most efficient way to get iOS and Android application. I'm talking about the absolutely best iOS and Android application. If you want to get that result, you need to use native development tools like Kotlin for Android, like Swift for iOS. And yes, you can get very close with cross-platform development tools. Yes, I understand that that is kind of more effective. You can build it quicker. You can get both platforms. But if you want to get the best possible product, still that is native development. And that is the reason also why native development will be around for a while. So that was answer about what I'm using, why I am using that. And if I'm working on freelance project, I prefer to work on freelance projects where they can afford to hire Android and iOS development team. Okay, there are questions where I am from, how I got into the programming, and so on. I'm from Latvia, and Latvia is a small country next to Baltic Sea. And how I got into the programming? Well, I did plenty of jobs before I got into the programming. Before that, I was in army, I was carpenter, I was in police. Also, I have been bartender as well. And funny, but this desktop, believe or not, is from the bar where I was working as a bartender. How I got into the programming? I was interested in computers all my life, and I was playing around with programming, but nothing really was kind of sticking with me. I didn't really enjoy web development and so on. I kind of built few blogs, everyone did that. I built few sites using PHP. Of course, I built WordPress sites, all that stuff. But when iPhone was released, that was kind of clicking moment. That didn't happen immediately overnight, but I become interested in mobile app development, and here I am. Learn by building or build after learning. What is the best approach regarding iOS dev? So that makes you can't start building without learning, right? So I will suggest you to pick one course that you like, whatever course you like, and just learn from that course. And also there was a question about resources that I would recommend for learning development. I will add that in description. But yeah, that's my favorite course, let's say so, from my favorite creator. But you should pick whatever teacher you like and whatever course you like and start learning. But the trick is stop learning as soon as you are able to follow tutorial, build something, you know. You don't need to pick then another tutorial, you know, kind of first you learn iOS development, then you start learning backend, then you start learning design. No, don't do that. Pick just one course, learn from whatever teacher you like, and then start to build. And you can even do not finish that first course. Quite often I just do not finish course. I learn something enough to build something, you know. Of course, if that's your very first course, then probably you would like to finish it, but generally, I think you got it there. How you thought looking into Web3 development? No, I didn't. Are you looking for a freelance iOS developer? No, not at the time. Is it worth learning to code in any language? Sure, it is worth to learn programming, but if you are planning to build iOS applications, that doesn't make sense to learn programming by using Python. So pick Swift, right? So think a little bit about that, right? One thing I admire about your work is your work ethics. How you ever lost it and rebuilt it. Oh, thanks, Alan. You see only small part of my life, right? So, but I'm trying to share all my ups and downs, and I am losing it time to time, you know. But as my wife is saying, I'm very good at doing things that I like to do. And avoiding do things that I don't like to do. For example, I need to do renovation in our apartment, and at the end of the day, I jump it on the big project to move to another place just to do not do renovation. That's part of that is joke, but part of that is true. So I don't know. I'm just trying to do things that I like to do, and then I don't need extra motivation and so on. And I don't know. That's how it works. Also, I'm kind of switching between different projects. I don't know. When I'm kind of bored by one project, I'm switching to another one and so on. Have I ever lost it? All the time. You know, but it's like if you are losing, that doesn't mean that you kind of losing it completely. If you have one bad day, the next day could be amazing. I think you always can go back and whatever mistakes are you make. For example, you are on diet and you decided, okay, I will eat healthy and I will exercise. Okay, you skipped your gym and then you ate ice cream and then you feel bad and you are eating on next day ice cream and junk food and so on. And yeah, you are going downhill. Just don't do that. If you fail at one day, next day is next chance, basically start again. Okay, now I have to jump on work. I will work a little bit on my freelance stuff and then I will keep going with those answers. I think on lunch break I will drive back to home office, and will finish work there. And on my way back to home, I can answer all of the rest of the questions. There is one more to answer quickly. How can I find idea to develop iOS application? I have a shitload of videos about that, and I also have a course which is available for free. Check the link in description and you can learn how to build iOS applications. Okay, that's our new parking spot. It's great in the center of the city to have plenty space for car and motorcycle. There was a question about motorcycle. What motorcycle did I get? Do I have it already? Will I have it? When I have it? Motorcycle question is kind of tricky. Am I getting it? Yes, definitely. Probably, maybe. I would like to get it, but I'm still kind of in negotiations with my wife. Do we need it? Not from financial perspective, but from me not dying perspective. But yeah, you definitely will see it on videos when or if I will get it. Hi Ivers, I love your content. Where did you find jobs when you started as a freelancer? When I started as a freelancer, I found most of the jobs on the Upwork. I started on Upwork and freelancer, but I have a video about that. I will try to do not forget to pin it. Basically, that video covers all the stuff that I tried and would recommend to try for everyone who is starting freelancing. And another similar question: how to start with iOS app development with no programming know-how? So, if you don't know how to start iOS development, I don't know. Obviously, you need to learn iOS development basics, Swift, all that stuff, you know. If you are looking into the indie app development, I can help you. Check the links in description. There is free course to start from zero to the App Store. So, if that's what you are asking, so travel in the world. When the next Twitch stream? Oh my gosh, you know, I'm kind of trying, but I don't know. Fingers crossed. How can find a day to develop iOS applications? The same. Basically, how to start iOS development. Check out the course in description. I already work in IT, but scared of more difficult programming concepts. I feel like this is stop. Oh, you know, sometimes that is imposter syndrome, when you kind of feel that, oh, everyone around is way smarter than I. Sometimes that is true. Sometimes everyone around you really is smarter than you. But that's fine. I don't know, just keep learning new things. You have to learn new things every day anyways. So just keep learning and you will become smarter. If that's imposter syndrome, so I don't know, that's fine. Everyone feels like that time to time in tech industry, especially in tech industry, because everything is changing so quickly. There are so many new things happening. There are so many smart people in tech industry, and there always will be somewhere who is smarter than you, always. And that's good, because you have someone to learn from. So, I don't know, it's fine. You will get through that if you will keep learning and keep going. Favorite heavy metal band? I was big Metallica fan back in the days when they was kind of playing Metallica, Megadeth, all of that. Cannibal Corpse is kind of a little bit too heavy. From funny rock punk groups, I like Rammstein from Germany, so I don't know, those. Will be storyboard and UI kit obsolete? Yes, eventually, but I don't know how much time that will take, you know, because there are still few apps which are developed and maintained using Objective-C. Is Objective-C obsolete? Not yet. We are still have some presentations time to time about Objective-C in WWDC, but no one in their own mind will not suggest you to learn Objective-C today. I think we will have similar situation with Swift UI, with UIKit and with UIKit and storyboards, but we are not here yet. Can you give us a guide how to find job in 2024 after graduation? Not really, because I didn't look for jobs for a while. That's one thing. Another thing, that's different in different markets, right? You have to look on someone who just got job in country where you would like to get a job and ask that person. Is learning web development still worth it? Always. There are so many web developers, and every year there are more and more web developers, and still there are plenty of jobs for them. The tricky part is that there are a lot of entry-level beginner players in almost each and every category: web development, mobile development, and so on. Mobile development market is a little bit smaller, but there are less developers, so basically that's the same. Competition level is about the same. Web developers, there are way more of them. That entry level is kind of easier. You need any computer, you don't need Mac, you don't need iPhone to start as a web developer. That's easier to start, therefore competition is harder. But again, let me say so, if you will be in top 20% of players in any niche, is it web development, is it mobile development, is it carpenting, or you are kind of in top 20% of doctor in some industry or plumber, whatever, you will have no problem with work and money. If you are on the bottom of the top, if you are one of the worst, that doesn't matter what you learned. Are you data scientist, mobile developer, web developer, I don't know, doctor? You will have a hard time to get job and earn money. That's more about you than about industry. Do you recommend to use Figma for user interface, and what do you use for your UI designs in iOS? I was using SketchUp for a while. I was a big fan of Sketch application, but Figma kind of taking over because Figma is, I don't know, probably because they are cross-platform and community kind of around Figma is stronger, and that is the reason why I am switching to Figma as well. But I like SketchUp better. And yeah, Figma is free also. Hard to compete with that price, right? For my needs, free version of Figma is enough. But my design process, let me tell you in 3 steps or 4. Basically, I have app idea, then I just sketch it. On paper, on iPad, doesn't matter. Basically, just simple sketch to see how this application will work. And then I'm jumping on prototyping in Xcode with Swift UI, because Swift UI is kind of, I don't know, it's quick and easy to prototype applications, and I better understand if I need to change something in design, if I can kind of try it, play around with it, have it on my phone. In Figma, that takes a lot of time to make the design in Figma, and also it's hard to understand, okay, will that work? Looks nice in picture, but will that work on device? So I'm jumping on programming first. If I have hard time to get from a Sketch to the Xcode and get this application up and running, then I'm going to the Figma. Then I'm doing step 3 probably is kind of research. I'm looking, okay, I need screen like that, how I could do that, how other applications, how similar applications build screens like that, whatever it is, setting screen, some kind of exercise screen, I don't know, timer screen. Just I'm going for research, looking for examples, then I'm copy pasting those examples into Figma, and then I'm trying to combine something, looking on what I need, looking on those examples, and trying to build my own version of user interface, what I would like to see in the application. That's basically is the only use case for design tools for me, because I'm never starting from just design tools, because I'm not designer, I am product person, I'm developer, and I just know a little bit of design. Interesting question, rather be carpenter with dev salary or dev with carpenter salary? Hard to answer question. If you are asking which salary I prefer, yeah, definitely as a programmer you can earn more nowadays, probably more than carpenter. It depends. It actually depends. I don't know. You can earn quite a lot as a good carpenter as well. But anyways, I will answer that a different way. I actually prefer to do programming work. I like to build products. Probably that's what I liked in carpenting as well. Basically, you're building something. You're building chair, table, whatever, stairs, and so on. But software products are more interesting to build for me personally. And I like to build services. I like to teach and help others. Basically, that's why I'm running my courses and communities and all that stuff. And building businesses is quite interesting. I already, as a programmer, just like as a freelancer, I'm already earning kind of enough money for living. But that is kind of interesting to build your own applications, and then is this kind of fun to try to earn money like that as well. And I'm not kind of trying to earn as much money as possible. That's not my end goal, but that is some kind of measurement, basically. Does it working? Are those apps good? Are your services are good? And so on. Money is kind of, money helps. I would like to buy that motorcycle, for example. I need money for that. I like to travel. I need money for that. But money is not the most important thing. If I would work only just to earn enough money, I probably will just do just freelancing, because I don't know, I'm earning enough and I could earn more as a freelancer just jumping to the different projects. But I choose to build my own applications. I choose to build Indie app accelerator community. So I enjoyed that aspect of work a lot. Okay, and this is a very tricky one. Hi, is it realistic to start learning coding at 47 for a woman without tech degree and find a job? And there was another one very similar. How to start, where to start with soft web dev. I'm 32-year-old and I think to move. So yeah, I am 48 this year. This year I will be 49 actually already. But whatever. I do not see big problem to find jobs in tech still, but it is kind of tricky, you know, because discrimination by age, discrimination by age is a real thing, you know. Discrimination by other kind of things, women, black, white, I don't know, sexual orientation and so on, that happens. And that really depends on country, and it is really hard to answer generally on this question, because I know that, for example, guys in Russia or in India saying that at 40 you have to be in management. If you are still programming at age of 40, you are loser. And yeah, that's basically how it works in those countries. In Western Europe, Western Europe, US, it's probably a little bit different. I see plenty of programmers of my age. I am 47, I'm 48, will be 49 this year. I see plenty of developers at my age, and they're still working, but most of them are senior developers, you know, kind of starting at that age and still working in programming at that age. That's tricky. Can you get into the programming and get a job in industry? I think yes, I think that is doable. I have the whole video about getting in tech in older age, at the age of 40 and more, and check that video. I think that could be interesting for you to watch. But I'm not saying that will be easy, but I think it is possible. That higher education, computer science degree, I think that part is not important at all, because who cares? I don't know. I don't remember when someone asked my diploma. I don't really remember. Everyone kind of interested to know your experience, what you can do. I think I will do the same what I did at age of 40 when I started. I didn't start at 47, I started at 40. I learned software, I learned iOS development, okay, web development, whatever. Learn whatever you like to do. And then I started freelancing and basically built my portfolio with freelance projects and successful customers. And that's it. And after some period of time, when you are going to job interviews, you're just showing, okay, I was working on this, that, and that project. Of course, getting those freelance projects is not easy, but you eventually will get them. On first projects, you care more about experience and portfolio items than money. Just get those projects, start working. I don't know. I think that's doable. Anyways, give it a try. In the worst case scenario, you will get nice hobby. That's one thing. Another thing, if you are not getting a job, you can always build products for yourself. That's what I like to do. And then you don't need to get job at all. You will be your own boss. Not the safest driving, Mr. Motorcycle. Okay. This is a good one.